it going?
Things are good. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
That's good to hear. So, we have Sheik to look at today, if I recall.
That is correct.
Awesome. Yeah, I played that character a bit. Know a thing or two about her. Can I get some background about... So, what did you have in mind about... Like, I know we talked about this, but can you refresh my memory about what you had in mind with this session? Because I think you said it was like a lot of... Was I right? Am I right in presuming this is foundational stuff, or like just kind of getting it like a... Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this is more foundational stuff. Um, I was actually thinking, you tell me if this is a good plan, but I was thinking, maybe first 15 or so minutes, you're just kind of going over the basics with me, and then next 15 minutes I can play some unranked, and you just watch me play Sheik, and then last half we can just go over it, and you tell me, you know, what what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, whatever. Does that sound
Uh, yeah, that works.
good or
So what I would
okay?
do is I would add some playtime first, so I can see what your Sheik looks like, because
Okay.
she can be played a lot of ways. And I don't want to like give you a model that doesn't really jive with you, or that doesn't like I
Hmm.
don't want to give you a model that doesn't make sense for how you play her. So yeah, I'd
Hmm.
say that let's do some spectator mode. I'll watch you play for maybe. We'll play it. We just need to get like. How do you play her the same versus everyone for the most part at this point, or are you like distinguishing matchups and stuff yet?
Um, hmm,
It's all good if it's like most like kind of all the same at this point. Like that is part of the learning process, so it's
I
okay.
I would say I play a little different versus like Puff and Peach, but that's just more of an obvious game plan change, I guess.
Cool. So
Um,
what is different about the game plan there?
um, Pretty much I'm mostly just like I understand that like they're gonna be in the air more. Um, I would say actually if I'm playing like Spaceys, I feel a little more uncomfortable because they're like threatening me on the ground. Whereas like with those other two characters, like I can kind of see where they are
Okay.
like at all times and like kind of scout out their positioning a little easier because they're
Go into training.
slower.
Go into training mode in Slippy,
Okay.
and put the CPU to Fox and go to FD.
Okay. Give me just 1 second real quick.
No problemo.
Sorry, I just had to do a real quick work thing.
No,
Um,
it's totally fine. I get it. He's right that he wants to play so badly, but
yeah.
so you'll be Sheik and we need Fox. Yep. So let's go to FD. So I want you to play. I want you to, as Sheik, I want you to go to where you think you need to, with the spacing you need versus Fox to like fight him.
Mm, okay, so like right here.
Go forward one wave dash.
Okay.
It's a little close. Just jump in place and hold back like at the end of it. Yeah, a little bit more. A little bit more. I'd say that this looks good to me.
Okay.
The spacing. So this might seem a little closer than you might normally expect. There is a reason for that. Um, so if we pretend we're Fox, or if we take control of Fox, how far forward does his like dash short up near go?
Um,
It kind of
I would
overlaps
say
with us, right?
I would say like somewhere like here.
Yeah. So the reason we go into that spot there is because the way that Sheik works with a lot of her whiff punishes is that she has to wave dash back, right?
Hmm.
Because that's what gives her access to her down smash, her forward tilt, her down tilt, and she can still grab out of it. It's like a very important part of her kit. In order for us to get the wave dash back forward tilt whiff punish, we have to be starting in this kind of spacing, because we have to wave dash back when the fox jumps forward. Like that part is preemptive. So I would say that like it's similar to dash dancing, but you have to plan it a little bit more. So that is an important concept for any matchup where you try to like punish somebody's landing from an aerial in general. The other cool thing so does that make sense so far, or do I sound crazy?
That makes sense.
Okay, perfect. The other reason we want to be in this kind of range is because what's something else that can Fox running shine us here? Like barely, right?
Maybe like, yeah, barely.
Okay. So that means that we then have a way, by standing here, we have a way of defending ourselves against running shine because we can attack him as he's coming forward.
Okay.
So we can attack him in place. So a big thing about this matchup is understanding that like his dash forward short up nair is not really like, it's not an overshoot most of the time. Neither is his dash forward. Like dash forward short hop aerial is not really an overshoot most of the time. It's usually an undershoot. It's his version of undershooting, which means that we can defend against it by like an instant turnaround back airing, like instant turnaround rising back air, or by wave dashing back to it, space it. Like we can beat it with our strongest undershoot, like our strongest like keep out tools, or we can move back and then whiff punish it like a traditional move. But the thing we're always watching for is when he starts looking for like the overshoots, like running shines or looking to like dance with us. But the cool thing here is we have counterplay to those by being in this spacing, because if he starts dancing around to like look for us to like miss our back air or like overextend on a wave dash, we can always still run forward and grab him. Like we're run forward and dash attack them. Like we have threats going forward here too, where he is hittable if he's not explicitly like running away. So this is a very important spacing for her in general. She usually has something like this against most good characters. Yeah, because a lot, like any character that has less range than her, this is kind of a general position that you can play based on how they approach you.
Okay.
So I'd say that's a pretty, like, I know we said we'd have you play first, but I just wanted to go over that because I think that's a pretty core concept. Does all that make sense?
The only thing I didn't understand was you were saying like rising back air. Like how does that work against like short hop nair?
You hit him in his head.
Okay.
Like think about how his nair works and how he comes up with his jump. You're hitting him in his face.
Okay.
You can also dash away and like dash away, do like a shallow jump and then falling back air, or even just do full away like back air, like full momentum away. Like back air good, back air very good versus nair.
Okay, I guess the reason it didn't click is because I feel like I don't really see like Sheik's doing that like high level play, like, or maybe I'm not paying attention, but like
let me get you something.
Like I don't see it.
Let me get you something. 1 second. Who did I send that to? So, I think I gave it to Aiden. Where's Aiden? Back air. Why can I never find anyone? There we go. Okay, cool. So,
by the way, is this one that you're recording, by the way? Because I was just going to say I'm totally okay with this one being recorded.
I am recording this one, so that's good to know. Let me show you what's on my screen, and we're just going to pop that back in so I can do so. 1 second. And it's a slightly different situation, but you'll see what I mean. So you can see what's here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Bit of a delay in the game.
So there. Then look at how he spaces his, like how he does his jumps on this play. So he doesn't do the bear, but you can see that's what he's threatening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's definitely so I don't know who popularized the idea that high level Sheiks don't back air versus Fox, but they are very wrong. It's just, yeah, it's an important move against him. one of the big things about her bear is that the hard hit bear knocks over when Fox goes to 40% from it, as opposed to fair, which requires him to go up to like 50, I think. So it's a 10% difference. That's actually bigger than that because your bear also does 14 instead of 13. So at 26 versus 37, your back air will knock him over and set up for tech chases and actual punishment. So it's a much more and the Sakurai angle is actually really helpful on the weak hit in early game when he's crouch canceling or ASDIing down and like below 10. So it's actually like a really important move just in general. I don't know who like. So you see how he actually takes stun? Like he doesn't, because of the Sakurai angle. Like if you fast fall that, you can often play mix ops off it. Like landing outside the shine range with that and then like turn around grabbing is a very common thing.
Okay.
So I would say that that's like definitely a thing. Aside from that, I think that your skills as a player are quite high, your fundamentals are quite high, so I'm perfectly content with us like proceeding from here and just seeing what you come up, like what you look like and what we come up with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Can you still see my screen?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the thing you first started on is the thing I had the artist with is wave dashing back. It's like not very natural for me, so we can talk about it after. But
you play Pichu, right? So like, yeah, it's not wave dash back. Usually, like because you're a dash dancer, you usually have better things to do than that. Cool, like this. Don't shield so much. Use your legs. Tilt's good. Lav this. Up air kill. Yeah, the right idea. Okay. Up tilt's amazing at like in early game. Like early game is like before like about like 26, 27. Basically when forward tilt and back air knock over, like I consider that like after that point is the end of early game.
Okay.
So yeah, up tilt because of how efficient the second hit is, like it's insane in the early game. Nice recovery. Okay. That, amazing, like, amazing, crouch nair. Crouch into, like, nair. That's really good against characters who, like, have to, like, aim awkwardly on, like, low to the ground to, like, hit you. Like, that's kind of a Pichu thing, but I did that to beat Silent Spectre at Pound the first time I played him. Because it's really good on Falcon, too. Like, that style of just being small and then suddenly, like, you're huge. What do you like most about her right now?
I would say it's a little bit, a little hard to explain, but when I first like started playing melee, practicing melee, because I actually started with Brawl. I don't know if I ever told you that, but
Yep.
When I first started practicing the game, like I just like tried tech skill with like a bunch of different characters, and like Sheik felt the most natural for me. Just like learning the game, and I kind of just like forgot about that because I ended up like starting with Marth and like other characters. But then, you know, a few years ago, I was basically just like. A few years ago, I was thinking about playing her more, and I still kind of felt that. Way. Like things just kind of feel natural, like the movement and everything. So I like how she feels. I also like I feel like I feel confident when I play as her, like more so than even like playing like Fox. Like I I don't really know what it is, but
You vibe with her.
yeah.
I can tell. Like what you're doing, like your instincts are good. Like I like what I'm seeing for the most part. I like almost everything. I like what I'm seeing. There's some things that are missing, but like I would say one of the biggest things for you is Pichu works kind of like in Pichu has kind of like excited movement because of his like small size and like his good dash dance, and his like low cooldown on jumps and such. I would say that Sheik works with like a slower rhythm, so it's good to like break up her movement, like especially when you've been dashing, like when you've gone from dash into run, with like crouches. To keep access to your like tilts and things like that, and other key options. I'd also say that trots, like just tapping the stick to like move like those areas, that's really good with her too because it allows her to like kind of get more of a traditional dash dance going.
Okay.
Yeah. You see how it's like changing the distance that he wants to like retreat to, right? Because you went were like the in place options for a bit, and then he ran away further, so then you like overshot dash attack and got him. So like the thing about her is that she's not like Fox who just has like she is like Fox in that if you take her threat zones like on her combo starters and just like draw them like mark them down where they hit relative to her like body based on distance, she goes really far. So there is a lot of value in like representing different threats with her, and trying to observe which ones the opponent is playing around. I would have up aired there after the tilt to just like keep him from doing that basically, because once he's like low and we can't grab the edge, it's really hard to edge guard him in general. You can do it, but it's hard. So I would have tried to keep him in the air longer so you can have a better send off.
Okay.
I'd say being greedier is probably something I would recommend with her. Like, look for more, like, combo extensions and, like, yeah. Like, that's so much better.
Yeah, that's another thing is like combos I feel like are a little more natural, like to think about.
Try not
I
to
was
dash
actually
attack like so early. Dash attack after 30. Like in mid game, basically.
Mhm.
You were saying though about combos?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this recently. I think as a player, like that's punish game is actually one of my biggest weaknesses. I don't know if you agree, but um, I guess because I told you I started with Brawl, right? And
Yeah.
in that game, it's like you sort of by necessity like learn to play this style of like
It's all basically
winning.
like Peach did. It was like where you cover options and stuff. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that still has like even after so many years, it still kind of carries over into my play. Like that's actually why I feel comfortable playing against Puff because I think it's sort of like that brawl-esque type of gameplay a lot of the time.
Oh, that was beautiful. I know what you mean though, and I would also add to that Pichu, while I do think he's a lot better than people say he is, and like has a lot of depth with his like certain areas of his game, his punish game is like kind of built on some very like straight. I think that his punish game is based on like a lot of pretty straightforward things. Like he's got a really good launcher up air. He's got like he's got like a high impact F smash. He's got a great up smash. Like his nair is good. Like good knockdown stuff. Dare has tricks, but like they're all basically sideways and like up hitting moves, right? There isn't really like something like a ground bounce throw, like one of the really good down throws, like Ganon down throw, Sheik down throw, Icy's down throw. Like there isn't anything like that really like adds. That really like shifts the punish system in like or makes you want to like build around it in the same way. There's no Falco Dare, there's no Sheik down throw, there's no Falco Shine, there's no Icy's grab. Like there's nothing that really like is distinctly like way better than anything else. He's fairly consistent in terms of like his level of rewards on things compared to like some other like a lot of the really punish heavy characters. So
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't really like encourage you to explore the things that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's just like, yeah, like the things that naturally make sense, like you just kind of lean towards those. So yeah, that combined with the Brawl background, I can totally see how that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you want me to keep playing, or you think you got?
there's three things that I think that we need to go over. So
Mhm.
first one is when do you think so as Pichu or any character, how often do you think about what moves you have access to, i.e. what moves are good based on the opponent's damage?
Mm, mm. I
Give me
think I think about it more as Pichu. I think less it's less of a conscious thing though. Um, I
Okay.
would
So what are some of the rules or like do's and don'ts with Pichu?
um do's and don'ts with Pichu.
Regarding the opponent's percent. We'll say we're fighting Falco.
Okay. Um, so I guess I would say like, for the most like bread and butter stuff like Nair, like doing it at like very low percentages, usually is a bad idea unless it's like spaced very well or like super overshoot because like crouch cancel shine. Um,
That makes sense.
so I'm typically trying to like play around that at like low to mid percents, and then you know around there, or if they're in the air at earlier percents is when I'll start trying to like get some up airs, knockups, because that can lead to like up smash, like some big damage. And then once they're at higher percent, I'm typically, I have more access to like my whole toolkit. So, but typically I'm either trying to like hit them off stage with a strong hit, or I am, trying to get a grab or an up tilt or an up air to like get an up smash. So those are kind of typically what I'm thinking about.
Cool. So I would say that Sheik's forward tilt and dash attack can be filed under a similar organizational principle that we use for Pichu's Nair. In that they are moves that at early percent, because they're so susceptible to like crouch cancel, yeah, similar rules apply. So like what did you say? You said it was that we need to like space around their crouch cancel option or like overshoot so we go past them, right?
Hmm.
So I'd say dash attack and F tilt absolutely follow similar follow similar guidelines when using them before they're like knockdown percent. I'd even go as far as to say that because of Sheik's boost grab, it's generally better. Like a lot of the roles that you're using her dash attack for in early game could also be met by doing boost grab. Do you know how to do a boost grab?
Yes, I do. I actually used it several times, and that like probably not needed to. I just like it feels satisfying when you do it.
Gotcha. So, and I think I saw them, so I figured you knew, but it's one of those like just
Hmm.
double check, just like it's all good for the 5 seconds. It's worth it.
Yeah.
I'd say that also just dash grabbing. It sounds a little silly, but sometimes dash grabbing is actually adaptive. But I would say that yeah, like because Sheik has a really good dash grab animation and her dash attack is good, which gives her the good boost grab. I would say that in early game we probably want to avoid dash attack if we have those other ones available. Just because if we have boost grab available, because yeah, why go for dash? Why go for something punishable when we have something that just works when it connects, right? Um,
Mhm.
I would also then say that up tilt is to Pichu up air, like up tilt to Sheik and back air to Sheik actually, because back air is a very important anti-air, are kind of what are to Sheik what up air is to Pichu, in that when you have somebody above you, it's just generally good to do those moves. With back air, you have to align yourself to be up and to the side, but it's actually a better anti-air in a lot of matchups compared to her up air and fair, and even her forward tilt and up tilt. Her back air is often just like the best anti-air that you can possibly ask for. So I would say that with that, the only other thing I would like, I think that those should be like considerations that we take into the next games that we have you play. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you with those ideas?
I'd say maybe 7. 7.
I can work with a 7. If you can work with a 7, let's queue up.
Okay. So can we just summarize those again real quick?
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I meant like, I meant having you play in unranked again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. or ranked if you're feeling up for it. But it was just so up tilt. Up tilt is to up tilt and back air, for pop ups and sharking are to Sheik. What up air is to Pichu, especially in the early game. Okay. The other one was F tilt and dash attack have similar rules to her that Nair does to Pichu when dealing with early percent.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, especially with the dash attack, like try to avoid doing that so early.
Exactly. If we can, we want to look for grab. So this matchup, yeah, we'll just see how the first game goes.
Okay.
How do you feel about this one though?
It's weird. Sometimes I get blown up, and other times I do like super well. Maybe that's the matchup, but
okay. I would say that those nairs that you're doing are usually better as back air. Like the ones that are controlling space generally work better as back air.
okay.
Because you want to like try to align yourself so you're like covering where he goes with the back with the race, like the sweet spot, the hard hit.
You can see right now how uncomfortable I am with like wave dashing back.
Yep. That's okay. We are learning. Nice grab. Oh, down smash. Or short up. Like, yeah, there's a million things you can do that kill him there. I just like down smash for simplicity.
Okay.
Oh, up smash. Like, up smash will hit through the side platform.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good when they shield, because a lot of times the first hit will, like, lower... Like, it'll weaken their shield, and then the second one will hit. And because of the shield damage, often shield pokes on these platforms. One big thing is let's try not to shield so much. We'll rely on our like moves and our movement.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you recommend on?
think
or
Battlefield. I
stages.
think Battlefield makes a lot of sense here. The high side platforms are nice. Just be aware of full hop. Biggest thing though is let's try not to shield more than we need to. Remember, your moves are really good, so things like take laser into attacks, take laser dash back. A lot of those are better on her than they are with Pichu, who has to like kind of avoid them more. So don't be afraid of like getting hit by the lasers as much. Yeah. Because I think you're afraid of taking the damage and getting hit and stuff, but like, no need for that. Sheik is very good. Shield drop stance with her is quite good. Like if you're hit onto platforms or something, just going into shield is fine a lot of the time, because her shield drop game is quite good, and usually requires the opponent to like do a little bit of planning with her hits. Nice. Try those. I know those up airs worked. They are dangerous to keep going for. Back air is generally the aerial like that you use for anti-airing. Back air is like so good. But we have to like. Are you using the A button for it?
For back air?
Yeah.
Typically it's the C stick if I'm like not like, you know, drifting, like an easy way to press A.
Okay. So I would say with back air, try not to like do it like lean into her, like lean into the opponent. Try to do it in place or like slightly into them. Like basically don't jump towards them in back air. It's in place or moving away usually. Because see how like useful the strong hit was there?
Mm-hmm.
Like they lost that set, but like it doesn't matter. Like the important thing there, I think, was like seeing how the difference between what her strong hit back here is like and what her normal back, like what her non-strong hit back here is like. Because it really is just like her back air is good, but because of her low air mobility, you do have to like be kind of you have to be like spaced somewhat conservatively with it, and I think that might be a kind of a weird concept. But let's try to let's focus on let's endeavor to do more stationary jumps, and then like we'll add the drift as needed.
Good.
A lot of Sheik is like when she's establishing her ground, she jumps in place a lot. Or slightly back.
Good.
Stadium is what I would get rid
of. Yeah, I played worse, I would say, the second match, but I'm happier with the result because I was trying to incorporate what you're saying more.
Yeah.
Like consciously.
Yeah, no, like it, and that's how it goes. Like these are not like if you're worried about your elo, we should play unranked. But like it's
right.
Yeah. So yeah, shield drops. No, shield drops are in general. Shield drops, up tilts, grabs. Those tend to be really important versus Fox's early game. And remember about the spacing we talked about. Like that just is generally a thing. And we're running over to dash attack. We probably could have grabbed. We take those. I like the needle at the end. I like how you did that. Okay, so you remember how he jumped off the platform there with his short hop, like with his short hop back air? Sorry, short hop nair coming forward. You want to back air like the edge of that, or wave dash back outside of that range for forward tilt. Like that's kind of the key to that spot.
Okay.
Like so much of her is just being good at like moving out of the opponent's threat range, so then you can like punish them or condition them. Like it's just so much of it is just positioning and spacing. Do your bear slightly earlier when you're doing those wafting ones. There you go. Nice. How'd that feel?
Pretty good. Oops.
It's all good. So don't... I get the feeling we're like saving those needles for like an evil plan, but they're the most useful thing they can do is 18 damage to Fox, so that we don't have to like spend so much time in our weak early game. That wasn't bad. Like that was that was very well fought. I like the ideas. Yeah, so something big about her when you're dealing with Fox's respawn, look for a moment where he overextends and where you can just move out of the way with wave dash or like falling from a platform or something and then shoot him with the full stack of needles.
Okay.
Like after you've just killed him. Because you really want that 18 damage on him.
Okay.
I find trying to fair Fox from like short hops like sometimes just like doesn't really work at like low percents because he's just not afraid of anything else. I find that using the platforms and like other things are almost like using the platforms and back air more, I think are kind of like essential to make fair like even an option. Nice.
See, like that's what I'm talking about, like the F tilt. Like a lot of time I don't even think about like DI mix-ups, but with like Sheik it's like pretty natural. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use the F tilt because he's gonna be holding in, you know.
Yeah.
It just like I guess the toolkit makes it natural to think about those things.
Absolutely.
At least for me.
No, like I every character is going to teach you the game through their perspective. Like they all have their own like opinion on things and like what they value. Sheik absolutely, I would say that advantage state and like specifically the kind where you're like edge guarding and juggle state. Like I don't know, she's kind of good at all of them though. Like yeah, I would say that she's just kind of does a lot of the punishment stuff and that the game has to offer, including those kinds of mix-ups really well. So yeah, it makes sense that she would that you would connect with her on that. The way that you're spacing those aerials is perfect, by the way, because you're just keeping like diagonal with Fox, and that is the assignment. Get rid of whatever stage does not let you do that. So it's probably Pokemon or FD. Are you going Pichu on FD?
No.
Okay, that would be hilarious.
It would be funny, but
I agree it's not the most productive use of your time, but I think it would be like It would be awesome.
Yeah.
I applaud your refusal to BM.
It would be funny. They should know. They should know my tag, or my slippy thing code.
Who? Oh yeah, it's true. You do have I like your display tag, hootin' and hollerin'. And then we're against I love livin', but he picked Fox for some reason. That's more of like a Jigglypuff thing. Roll. Just like, yeah, if he's doing those back airs, just get out of there.
Okay.
The thing about back air is it's actually pretty easy for it to like whiff punish when you're landing, but you don't have any space there, so you just have to like take a different position. Air needles. Nice. Nice. Instead of going for the ground needles, try to shoot aerial ones to cover where he can jump.
Okay.
Like for the edge guards. So that like was a really good use of the Sakurai angle, and I think you can start to see like where some of its utility came from, because like you were able to get away from you were able to weak bear and then like move away from him before he like detilted. So like if you weak bear and then turn towards and then smash turn towards him and shield, that can be a way that you can potentially like grab him if he goes for that kind of punish. So the Sakurai angle, it's not like super reliable, but like it adds another thing you can do in early game with a character who like struggles with early game significantly. Nice. Oh, I love this spacing. Little things, like it's all little things on that one. Just like not knowing not to jab in the combo because it costs you your frames for the tech chase, but like it's all just little things. Great recovery. Good survival DI. You held on really well there. Sometimes it can be good to trade damage there just so you have an easier last stock. Like I would have considered down smashing at a few points there just to like put him to 24 so I have my forward tilt. But we don't worry about that. Oh, up here. Like when he was jumping above you, yeah, like up air gets him.
Okay.
How did you? Let's pause at that one. How did that match feel?
It felt good until the last stock. Like I was like, I don't really know what to do, like reliably.
So yeah, I got that impression. So what do you think? Let's actually pull that match up and watch a bit of it together.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to drive or do you want to drive?
I'll let you drive.
Yeah, I'll drive. That's fine.
Yeah, I guess just send you the link. Okay.
So, I want to.
Yeah,
ask...
that's something. Mm-hmm. That's something. Like if I'm Pichu, like on its last stock, I'm like way more comfortable. Like, what to do.
What do you do with Pichu?
I guess it's more probably more of a feel thing. It's like
I know, but like what I'm not looking for specifics. I'm just like generally speaking against a fox. You know, when you're responding with invincibility and they're at like 30, what are you doing? What are you doing on last stock? Like, what do you want to have happen?
Um, Usually at 30, like somewhere around there, I'm just kind of like, okay, I know I can't like do any like unsafe stuff where he can crouch cancel, so I'm gonna try to either like, you know, fake them out with like a overshoot nair or like kind of try to poke with down tilts. Maybe like almost like sometimes stand in place up tilt because they're trying to like run when they're trying to run in. Because I know they're gonna, they're gonna be playing more carefully on last stock. So um, maybe just like playing a bit safer.
Okay. So they're going to play more carefully on last stock. Let's look at what that means for him. So we get this grab. So we get this combo. So this is all looks good. We mess up that. So he looked for cheese, actually. So he actually took... He went for a very high-risk, high-reward option there. Well, maybe like moderate risk, high reward. But... So now we're above him. I think... Yeah, I think that he's just waiting for you. I think that we could have like been more aggressive at, like, I think that we could have leveraged our stage control more effectively. So, like, look at how much room he's giving you to like operate within.
Like I probably could have like charged lasers, or sorry, charged needles.
That's an
Since
option.
he's
That's an
giving me so
option.
much space.
That's an option. We could have also jumped around. We could also have jumped with needles because they zone a pretty large area, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, think about like that in this kind of dynamic, right? Like, if we play back the let's actually slow this down a bit further. Let's like look at the dynamic of the fight for like this stretch, and yeah, you'll see what I mean. Like, imagine if we had been using our needles more here, like to control space. We can probably push him a lot more effectively because he's basically just staying outside of our like everything range, right? But if needles have even more range, like if air needles, like full hop air needles and such, like when we're just charging them, if they have even more range than that, then, you know, that presumably he has to like play around that with like what he's been representing. So I'm just saying that like we have the solutions are here. Like you have a pretty good base with the character. In these kinds of moments, you want to find out if the fox is going to like come forward or if they're going to hang back, and needles are a good way to test that. I would also say that like one thing that we haven't really considered is, what if we just move forward into like this zone? Like, we could dash forward, we could wave dash back, because the thing is, we're still creating that like we're still kind of creating that wave dash back forward tilt zone. Which is really important, but if we run forward and crouch, we're also not really giving anything up either. So I'd say that like these are kind of the options that I would definitely like consider implementing on last stock. So we have running to about here, so running crouch. So that would be one line of play. What was yeah, because you can also see we can like potentially like forward tilt here too, right? Which also guards his immediate approach, but we can also wave dash back to guard like the standard approaching ranges too. So we have like a lot of flexibility with like what running crouch means to us. If we really wanted to, we could even like run away afterwards, like with full speed in the other direction. I'd also say that air needles make a lot of sense here. Finally, as part of moving forward here, you can like also just change gears and move back, but like full hop air needle like can kind of like zone this kind of territory. And if he's like from a jump around here, so if we jump here or jump like from here to here like that, yeah, this is a pretty good like range for us to be able to like use to bully him. So it does have the risk of him getting under us, but you know, we still have our double jump. We still have like, we can store the needles if he does get under us. And if he's not able to because of how far he is, then yeah, if he backs up, we just then can like push further, and it becomes easier to get into these kinds of ranges. Where we have access to our good stuff. What else do we have? Do you think there's a reason to run cancel closer to him? Like maybe here?
Um, I suppose it probably make him a little anxious, like maybe I don't know, maybe it's a terrible idea, but like getting real close and just like pausing real quick and down smashing because he's probably gonna flail around. Um,
It's not as crazy as you might think because, like, from this distance, if he's like dash dancing in this kind of zone and he tries to like full hop, if he full hops over you, he misses you completely. And if
mhm,
he short hops over you at some spacings, he will miss you. So, because remember, you become a little ball, right?
mhm.
So that can actually not be that's not necessarily an insane idea at all. And if he does anything like silly here, like spot dodge or like whatever, really, or even if you down smash and he goes for a jump, like that can get him. So I would say that, like, yeah, being bold with your running crouch, not necessarily a bad idea either. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on here. What do you think about just turning? What do you think about turning your back to him a little bit more and back airing? Do you think there's any merit to that, or do you think that this stuff works better generally?
I was trying to do that a little bit, but it wasn't. I think it was just
Well, I see you
like
fairing. I see
yeah,
you
yes,
fairing, and then you
yes,
kind
there
of
we go.
moved into him a lot. So the idea with back air is not that we're trying to hit him. We're trying to just like keep him out, more so.
Okay.
So like this one was good because you see like you've got the attack coming out low to the ground. It's spaced. It's spaced effectively, and you're then able to like go for another one that lets you like like that. You get to go for another one basically. Oh wait, did we miss the L cancel here? No, there's no way, right? I'm actually now so interested, so that's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did we just not shield?
I might have missed it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No. So this backer was good. We just didn't do the follow-up. We didn't do the right follow-up action. I would say that back airing is back airing, shielding. Back air I think is quite good. I think that this one, yeah, we just didn't recognize that we had to shield there. But the actual back air I don't think is actually that bad in hindsight, knowing that.
Mhm.
We could have maybe pulled away a little bit more, but yeah, I don't actually no, that was the back air was fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say that, yeah, absolutely it fits in here. Because the thing about back air, and this is kind of one of its big secrets in the match, like big helpful things in the matchup, it covers at like this, like if we're facing this way, it covers at this trajectory, right?
Mhm.
Well, if we think about like all of our other moves and what the kinds of trajectories they cover at, like they all kind of like come from down below or like over and down, right? Like her fair
Mhm.
works like this. Like her fair kind of works at this crescent arc that's over and down. Her needles do the same. Her forward tilt kind of starts down and goes up. Back air, to its credit, is just kind of a big move that comes out instantly. So it kind of, and it hits this like upper area that her other things take a while to reach or struggle with covering because of their angle. So it kind of like fills a very unique niche in the matchup that benefits a lot when you mix it with the other stuff. So I would say that this would give you a much more complete game, like a much more complete game plan in these last stocks. Because again, the name of the game with Sheik is making them afraid of all of your things, so you can see which ones they're committing to, like which ones they're allowing to hit them, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think we have time for one more ranked set.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say like I'm starting to notice a pattern. I think on all the lessons with like spacing and stuff like where like
Oh, I accidentally closed the stream, I think, so I think I'll need you to rebroadcast.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But you were saying with spacing, can you elaborate on that?
Um, yeah, like all the lessons so far are like usually that's kind of like where we go to is like, okay, where's the point at which I can stand that's like, on the edge of like safe and unsafe.
Yeah, like
Like,
where's the point of ambiguity, of
yeah,
uncertainty?
yeah. So that's the pattern I'm noticing is like how important that is.
It's
Um,
it's everything because it's where the
yeah.
opponent has to make a decision.
Mhm.
Fox,
Okay.
as a general rule, Fox hates nothing more than having to make decisions because he is the character with all the risk in the interaction, right? Because he's the character who
Mm.
dies to like all the combos and the edge guards and the gimping. He has a button for every occasion and he wants to be able to use that button for that occasion and he wants to know when it's happening. When we add uncertainty to Fox, and this is why gambling's good against him generally. Like when we add like not on last stock, but like generally gambling is how we get him to last stock. And it's
Mhm.
because when we add uncertainty to the interaction system, he kind of folds a lot of the time unless he plays perfectly. And very few foxes are willing to actually just straight up play perfectly.
Okay.
Yep. So let's head in. I know we're gonna go over time. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh God.
Ooh. Honestly, this is kind of a perfect one to end on. So.
Yeah, that's funny.
Uh,
Okay. I have no idea, but
just
well,
trust your heart.
yeah, I just want to go to like a basic stage. Guess this is not basic, but oh God.
No, don't relax.
I don't expect it to go that far.
It's just a very powerful forward throw. There you go. Now you're DIing right.
All right, there we go. Oh my God.
So remember, he comes in at diagonals. So what does that mean about us? Like he comes in hard from the air, and then when we're on the ground, he's gonna look for like ways to intercept us as we're setting that up. But like you see what I mean? Like he's better coming down than he is going up. So that's kind of like the thing with Ness. You know, we had our Arcadian and a Sheik player won. I was impressed. I kind of knew he was going to win. Like, I thought he was going to sweep. He wound up losing 2 games.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, Joey played him. I hear it wasn't, like, super bad. But, like, yeah. I feel like this matchup's, like... This matchup, I think, is, like... It's interesting. He's got more cheese than you might think he does. Because, like, again, powerful forward throw and stomp, right? Like, it gives him a pretty interesting, like, early game on her. Where if he can just toss her off stage and, like, look for a big combo on her at B, which is pretty unique. I don't think there's many characters that, like, play like that. Shielding is fair, by the way, is really good. Remember, like, you have, like, a frame 6 narrative shield and, like, a huge shield grab. So, shielding weak multi-hit moves like Fox Drill, Ness Fair, very, very good in general. Nice CC. Nice. I know that I am here for you, and I am rooting for you, but I'm just kind of admiring his stomp spacing. It is quite good. like as a Nest player, like yeah, you know, the craftsmanship.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That was a weird hitbox actually.
Yeah, no, his back ear is weird. Like, it kind of covers his whole, like, the lower half of his body. It's, like, pretty big. It's just not... Like, it's kind of disjointed, too. Like, it can beat up Fox's Nair and stuff. It's a good move. Like, it's no Falco Bear. It's no Sheik Bear, but, like, it's pretty good. When they do that, like, yeah, I was gonna say, when they do that annoying DI behind you, don't be afraid to, like, just, like, up smash them and, or, like, go for up. Like, up smash is quite good sometimes, especially, like, early on. Nice.
No, that was bad. Okay.
Stall more when you're on the edge. Do you know how to do those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice bait. Let's go. Oh yeah, he's like really heavy. Well, that was a gravity thing. Like, he's a mid-faller, so yeah. But he's also a heavy mid-faller. He's like a chunky boy. So you do have to hit the tech on that. You can also just waveland up there and grab, like, sometimes. Waveland grab quite good. Oh, I don't know why. That was so weird that he, like, chose to, like, drift away at the end. I was like, oh, he's gonna cross you up and be safe. And then he didn't. I was like... The way you're spacing vertically is, like, textbook. That's game. Ah. Okay, surely that is game.
That's hard for me to like do like the like turnaround fair, like when it's like slight DI behind.
Oh, do you ever just like... Sometimes you can just like short hop backwards and do it. Like short hop back fair. I'm pretty sure it works on a lot of those DIs.
Oh, it's like short hop back air. Oh, okay.
No, short hop back fair, or just like dash, or just sweet spot bear. Sweet spot bear is fine. Like you can dash forward and then yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was coming into fruition, like what you said about like tail grabbing and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I saw it. You were adapting really well. I feel very sorry for you, Joey, and I will be deleting this part of the VOD. No, I can't do that.
I mean, he can still win. So.
I know, but I also know how good you are. And, like, I'm not saying that Joey's not good and not capable of doing it, but, yeah. I don't know. I believe in the Codeman.
Thank you. Yeah, he's doing that, like, every time.
Mm-hmm. See, this is kind of the problem that I have with Joey. Like, the things he's good at, he's so good at. Like, but I think that between the two of us, I think that I have a little more depth than him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, on the character. And, like, the biggest thing I'm just, like, kind of, like, critical of is, like, you can't just, like, just do your good... Like, you can't just do your two best moves, like, every time. You know what I mean? This is a good, like, kind of, like, model to go off of versus, try to do a stall there if you know that he's gonna have to, like, wrap the B around and you can't get there off stage. Just, like, to get used to the habit of stalling. Like, one thing that I noticed against the Marth player is that, if Marth side Bs and you can't hit him, you just stay on the ledge and keep holding. But by Marth going for that side B, if you stall the edge, like, in response to it, you... yeah, like, if you stall at the same time that he does the side B, you just get a free refresh. Now, granted, reaction times being what they are, you won't do it exactly when he does it, right? Because you'll do it a little later. But if he's too far to hit, then you basically get a free refresh. Because, yeah, like, you'll do... Like, his takes about 29 frames, your stall takes about 30, so, yeah, you're good. So it's just, like, little... I would say that, like, knowing how to, like, manage your ledge invincibility is something that I would recommend learning with her, like... And kind of getting used to the idea of, like, we're watching for the opponent's offstage actions to, like... Or, like, commitments to cue for when we stall. That, I think, would be, like, a really good thing.
Okay.
That was good by him. I like that nair. Good ledge you got up to. Oh, that up air was quite safe. Let's go. Don't like that he did that there.
Oh, that's where this I could have done the stall that like you said.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. You get point. You still it still counts as a win in my book if you are recognizing the spots more, because again, sometimes we need that in order to learn. But yeah, that would be a spot that we could have done it. Also, don't feel pressured to get off the ledge right away. Like, like going for an up B stall, like when he's like pressuring you but can't grab the edge. Like, there's nothing wrong with that to like to align yourself. Like I do on here. Like, you see how you had to kind of get up and go awkwardly around him, but if you had stalled once, like maybe you don't have to. I think you're. Oh no, he's got one.
I thought I was gonna land on stage.
Honestly, like even with like the improvements you've made at the matchup, he's like actually like kept this like pretty respectable. I'm pretty impressed with him right now. I'm more impressed with you because like you're implementing all like the things, but yeah, there you go. No, so let's actually go over something with that. So what do you think the significance... So that stall is good even if Fox like starts to approach you while like in a similar way. Why do you think that stall is so good there, just generally speaking?
Because it's like invincible and doesn't throw out a hitbox.
That's part of it. That's part of it. But what happens if he was angled slightly higher so he could make it to the stage? What can you do?
Oh, you're like invincible. You know, you have refresh, so you can do some like invincible fair or like even like wave dash on and turn around maybe.
Yeah, you can. I would probably ledge hop nair or ledge hop bear. Like those are the go-to options that come to mind for me personally. But yes, everything you've said there is like basically true. In addition to that, think about like let me share my screen with you because this is important. So, we'll make a diagram real quick, and then I will show you what our diagram is. So, I wanted to ask you, so we have this thing here, right? So, let's say that this is the ledge. No, that's bad. We'll use straight lines. We can be ritzy. Oh, we have a box. That's perfect. Okay, great. So then we'll add a line here. Perfect. And then we'll add a line here. Not super straight, but whatever, it's fine. So if Fox is coming up from from his recovery, he basically goes in a line, right? So he could do like this, he could do like this, he could do like this. So the cool thing, like he could do this and hug the wall to try to do that kind of thing, because he's Fox, like, so he's got options. The cool thing about being invincible when he arrives, though, is that we're able to like respond to each one with the right move. See what I mean? Like, we know that like by snapping to the edge and being intangible as he's approaching us. Because remember, by us being on the ledge and him recovering from below, like any character who has to do the full duration of their up B, they're all of these up Bs take the same amount of time. The variance comes from the fall distance between here and here. But, like, the actual time it takes them to get here is all, like, the same point. It's, like, whatever n is. So, what that means is we can react to the angles that are edge-hogged by just simply observing them. And if they go elsewhere because they go to, like, one of these higher ones, then we can use this, like, these trajectories and the fact that they're not moving towards us as a reference point for us to like get off the ledge, which means that then we can react better and place our back ears like here, or get through him with ledge hop nair, right? So like there's a lot of power in understanding, like in the stall, that's the thing that makes the stall broken or like incredible for edge guarding is it ensures that you can edge hog on reaction. You can edge hog without wasting commitment on reaction, without doing a prep action on reaction.
Okay.
And that is insanely powerful. So that would be like, I would say that the stalls would be a very high priority for me to like, for if I were in your shoes, using the stalls more effectively would be something I would very much investigate, because like things like North Side B, like those are Jigglypuff's Pound, those are all cues that you can do one for free. And being able to recognize those will make you very consistent at milking what advantage you can or what kills you can against those characters.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, because mostly like I've been using it as, when they're on the Angel platform, like I just do it until they're vulnerable again. Like that's really like the only time I like utilize it, you know, for any purpose.
And I get that, but like you can see based on this just
Mm-hmm.
how powerful it can be offensively, because of
Mm-hmm.
because it allows you to occupy the edge without like it allows you to occupy the edge without fearing reversal and without having to commit to cover edgehog. For you to be able to like benefit from, like basically do edgehogs. One of the craziest things I learned about her up B stall is that if you grab the edge and Fox has not done his up B yet, but he's in a position where he has to do his up B, you can just wait till he starts doing it and then refresh then. And it will overlap it'll roughly overlap with the time it takes for him to start moving. So you'll be invincible as he's traveling towards you. Like, that's so incredibly good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, like, yeah, there's a million uses for it, but the real key to it is just understanding its relationship to the opponent's commitments and the 30 frames that you have to stall. Like, having a bit of rough frame data knowledge can help you here to give you some reference points as to like how much time you have roughly when they do X thing, and whether or not you can stall, or what wiggle room you might need for stalling. I think that this is a part of a character that it's a little more granular than a lot of the stuff Pichu offers, I think. But I think that you might find that, if you're anything like me, I think you might find that rewarding, because it's a different way of llooking at the game.
Yeah. No, this is cool. Like this, when you were describing this stuff, I was like, this is cool. Like, I was like excited, like listening to it, like, giving me more confidence, like that, like playing this character now, like that I want to do this. So yeah, thank you.
No, it's my pleasure. I hope that as you embark on this stretch of your journey in the game, that you have as much fun with her as I did. I'll let you go, but I can't wait to see what you come up with. Take care, okay?
Yeah, take care. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right, talk to you later.